Just started the live stream off great by dropping my phone. Let's see if I can do this without dropping my phone. All right, we in business. We in business. Let me give you a little warning right now. For the beginning of this, I'm about to clip my nails. Because I need to clip my nails, but like, I don't have time, man. And this is the perfect time to do it. What am I doing with that Valentina? Nothing. You know what? I can't remember which live it was, but I held something up in front of the screen. Probably like my drink or something. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to just do that every time. I'm just going to hold up something random. Because it's going to make you think like that. Like, oh, why is he holding that? What is he doing? Hola, bro. ¿Qué es que? ¿Cómo estás, bro? Espero que todo bien. Espero que todo sea bien. Espero que estés bien. But yeah, I'm about to be clipping my nails. So, if you hear some clipping for 2 minutes, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. You thought I was gonna pour it all over my body. What kind of freaky stuff you be watching, bro? I ain't doing that. Oh man. How y'all doing, man? Haven't seen y'all in like a week. I think it's been a week. Close to it. If not. Where have I been? Man, I've been working. Oh yeah, so obviously that live stream last time fell through. So we got to still make that happen, but it didn't happen on the day that we were supposed to do it. Carlos Crazy is probably gonna watch this and he's gonna be like, he's gonna comment and say it's my fault, which it might be. We kind of like roughly said we were gonna do it at a certain time, and then we rescheduled it, but we didn't make the second time so solid. We were just like, yeah, let's do it Thursday or Friday, whatever day that was. But we never hit each other up, so it's both of our faults. But we're gonna do it. I think next time when it's like super official and we're like, okay, we're doing it this day and this time, I'll make like a little flyer type thing and post it on here so that we both feel obligated to really do it. Like, okay, we told everybody and we made a picture of it, so we have to do it. But that's my fault. I led you astray. I told you to be on the lookout for it and I didn't do it. Did I watch the Broner fight? Of course. Of course. I watched that whole card actually. The card in general was trash. Not a lot of good fighters on there. But I think people thought he did good for not having fought in 2+ years. He's obviously heavier than usual. He went through two years of heavy alcoholism and depression. So he's not gonna be exactly the same in one fight. I thought he did a good job. Thought he was taking his time, getting back into the swing of things. Rolando says, I'm gonna shower. I'll be right back. Take your time, bro. I'll probably be here for at least like an hour and a half, 2 hours if everybody stays on here. My wife is at jujitsu, so I'll be here. What y'all got going on, man? What y'all doing tonight? Ooh, it says 6 people is up in here. Let me see. Can I see who it is? The fight before was a controversial one. Yeah, that dude did not win that fight, bro. Can't think of his name, but you're talking about the Egyptian dude, right? The Egyptian American dude. He didn't win that fight, bro. Like, he was obviously the harder puncher and the aggressor. And I will say, I can't remember what dude's name was. I'm gonna just say His name was. Oh, you're talking about Broner's opponent. His fight before was a controversial one. Okay, my bad. I thought you were talking about the co-main because I would say that was a controversial one. But his opponent, I'm making up his name, but I'm gonna say it's Gomez. Gomez was whooping his ass, bro. But the thing was, at the end, he was doing too much holding, and essentially he gave the fight away at the end by letting that dude be the super aggressor in the last round. But yeah, I mean, the dude Broner fought was like, he wasn't great, but he was tough. Like, he was taking a lot of punishment, not going down. He was there to fight. It was obvious that he didn't just come to get a check. Like, he was trying to win. He just wasn't good enough. Like, Adrian Broner is still world class. He's still the youngest person to ever win the amount of world titles he won. So I think people forget stuff like that. People forget that at that very, very elite level of things, they're levels apart from a regular person or even like a pretty skilled person. They're still very different. So, but yeah, I I enjoyed it. I did not enjoy Don King's rambling. This dude was talking about segregation and shit, bro. I'm like, bro, it's a boxing card. Why does he have the mic? I know he was hosting it. I know it's his card, but don't get me wrong. This dude's hella sharp to be what is he, 91 years old? I was like, yo, this dude talks better than Joe Biden. But still, take the microphone away, bro. Take it away. Planet Moolah, do you watch boxing? I didn't think you watched boxing. But if you know that Hutchins had a controversial win, I feel like you must somewhat follow fighting. Is Crawford Spence the next mega fight? Yeah. I don't think anything else is happening in between there. Not that anyone cares about anyways. But Inoue versus Fulton is also happening. I want to say maybe that same week. I don't know if people consider that a mega fight, but it's a huge fight for boxing. But yeah, Spence Crawford is the next mega fight. That's going to be a good one. It's going to be a good one or it's not going to be a good one. But I don't think it'll be in between. It's not going to just be like, oh, that was okay. Either it's going to be like the craziest thing ever or somebody's going to get dogged and we're going to be like, oh, was not expecting that. Who I got? To be honest, man, I'm rocking with Crawford. Hopefully he doesn't let me down. I would say he's a little more untested than Spence, but I don't think that he's less skilled. I think Spence has had a little bit higher quality of opponents, but I still think Crawford is. I think Crawford's better than him, but we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out. Hopefully, neither one of them have any problems. I know Errol Spence also deals with alcoholism. Probably why him, Adrian Broner, and Gervonta Davis were such good friends. They were all struggling with it. Hopefully, he stays on the right path, stays in super shape. And Crawford, I know he doesn't drink or anything like that, but you never know what's going on in people's lives, man. I just hope he's focused. I hope he's in shape. Hope he's strong. Hope neither one of them gets injured. Because I want it to be a clean fight. And at the end of it, I want to say, like, this person's better. Or if it's a draw or something, that would be cool. But I just want to say, like, none of them have excuses. This is just what happened. Like, that's what I want. I always want a good fight, man. I got people that I root for, but I'm not like one of those people that's like an emotional fan. Like, I want Crawford to win, but if he gets dogged, I'm gonna just be like, man, that sucks. Hey, just coming through to say what up. Hope all has been great with you. Recently joined the boxing gym about a month in. Best decision I made. Hey, I love to hear that, bro. I always try to get everyone to sign up for boxing, man. It's life changing, bro. Seriously. Just, yeah, I mean, there's so much I could say about it, but I don't even need to because you're experiencing it. So, you know everything I'm going to say. And you're only a month in. It's only going to get better, man. You learn so much about yourself, man. You learn so much about self control, about discipline, about all kinds of things, man. Everything that you might not have known about yourself will come out when you box. So, what makes it life changing? That's tough to explain, especially with no preparation. Like, if you had me like give a presentation, I would make sure I come up with a good list. And but off the top of my head, I would just say, like I said, man, like fighting itself is adversity, right? So when you get punched in the face, like you have to make decisions, and they're quick decisions, and you, like I said, you find out a lot of stuff about yourself. You find out, and some of it has to do with not getting punched in the face before, being tired or whatever. But you find out how much you can bite down, like in a good way. To me, like it's really like kind of inexplicable, bro, to try to explain fighting if you don't fight. That's why I try to get people to do it so I can say, see what I'm talking about? See what I'm talking about? But I mean, it's like other sports too. But I just think getting punched is slightly different. But all sports, I think you learn how to be disciplined. You learn uh, the path to success because sports are just like life. Like you have to put in a certain amount of work and you have to do the right things to see the results that you want to get. And it's not fair. Like you you can put in X amount of work and some dude that didn't put in as much work as you can beat your ass bad. And like I said, it's not too much different than life. Sometimes people have advantages, they're born with advantages, they gain advantages, stuff happens. And you have to quite literally roll with the punches in boxing, but in life you have to roll with the punches in life, right? So, um, yeah, like I said, I also think that how do I describe this one? I think if you can't defend yourself, not even just as a man, but as a person, if you can't defend yourself, there's a level of fear that you're walking around with, whether you admit it, whether you know it. Like every person is a potential person that could fuck you up. Oh, I shouldn't cuss like that. Every person is a potential person that can damage you. You know what I mean? And I'm not trying to sound arrogant, but I don't think like that. Honestly, when I look at people, I just think like how fast could I dismantle them? Obviously, there's people in the world that can beat me up. But the average person, no. 9 out of 10 people, no. 99 out of 100 people, no. So it's I'm looking through a different lens than you. Like you have to worry about someone violating you, and I have to worry about I don't know, like if this person tried to violate me, how would I not kill them? You know what I mean? And so that's a different kind of confidence. I also think once you fight, you understand the consequences of violence. I think that lots of people that run their mouths a lot, lots of people that want to fight, don't actually fight. Like I don't I think I talked about this on here before. I don't know if you can see it, but those marks on my knuckles, broken hand, like bro, I could spark you out one punch. But if I break my hand, like that's not something I want to do. So it doesn't matter that I won the fight, bro. Now I have to nurse my hand for 6 months, for a year. So I don't want to fight, bro. Like it doesn't. It's not about winning. I'm gonna walk away if I can, even if I know I would just completely destroy you, bro. Like I said, there's always a consequence to violence. Like there just is. You can kill that person. You can hurt yourself. There's the paranoia of beating someone up and wondering, are they going to try to get retribution? So there's a lot that goes into violence, and like I said, the more violence that you like actualize, the more you don't want to do it unless you have to. So, uh, hope that makes sense. But yeah, you will see this a lot with like the biggest boxers, the heavyweight boxers, the biggest dudes in MMA. If you talk to them outside of a fight, they're like the nicest people ever, the most gentle people ever. Because like it's like I have no reason to like puff up my chest. I have no reason to like try to make you fear me. It's like, bro, you can try something if you want to. I'll kill you. So, um, it's usually people that are worried that have to project like this personality of like I'm this tough guy and blah blah blah. So I want to start, but been having elbow pain for a couple months. Rehab it, bro. Do some stuff to help it. I don't know what the cause of your elbow pain is, or I probably could tell you some stuff that you could do to make it feel better, but you definitely have to address it. It's probably not going to go away on its own. And if it does, when you start doing something else, it'll just come back. So true. I never boxed or got into a serious fight, and there's an unconscious doubt, fear in the back of my head when I go throughout the day. Yeah, that's pretty normal. Like I said, you're like quote unquote unequipped to defend yourself. We all have to walk with fear, especially in Texas, because everybody got a weapon. I mean, yeah, there's that too, but like I said, like if you're inside of a building, or let's just say like this other person doesn't have a weapon, you still have fear. You still don't know if you're gonna win the fight, or you don't know if you'll be able to defend yourself, because you can lose a fight and still walk away like virtually unharmed. Whereas like if you just don't know how to punch, if you don't know how to move out of the way of a punch, like you're like really dead meat, bro. Like they can do whatever they want to do to you. But yes, people have weapons. Like you could be the best fighter in the world and someone could still shoot you in the stomach. So I'm not saying that like you're invincible if you can fight, but like I said, you know, if you get in an argument, someone's acting weird around you. There's lots of people that like probably don't have a weapon, or you're in a situation where they probably don't have a weapon. Sometimes people just want to fight you, bro, or they want to smack you, or they want to intimidate you, because you can intimidate someone without a weapon. And like I said, there's the threat of violence that will intimidate you. So if you're getting into a heated discussion and someone starts, posturing like it might become more than words, you're probably not gonna think about shooting someone in a work meeting or something like that. But you still want to feel confident enough, like, bro, watch your tone. We're having a civil discussion. Would I ever get into MMA? I've done MMA stuff. I would never fight as a mixed martial artist, if that's what you're asking. No, I have no desire to do that. But I've trained in a bunch of different forms of martial arts. Like I like learning stuff. Kind of like I was talking about earlier about boxing. I don't like the idea of like knowing zero about something, because like let's just use kicks for example. If you know zero about kicks and some dude starts kicking you in the calf, bro, you are literally a sitting duck. You might suck at it, but if you know a little bit, at least you can try to do something to defend yourself or to stop this person or whatever, right? So, hey, what's up, bro? How you doing? Long time no see. How's life? How's lifting? How's Mash Elite? These lives always surprise me. I never know what we're going to talk about on here. And we go off in some direction, and I would never predict it. I would never have thought that we would be talking about fighting on this live tonight. I usually expect people to bring up languages or some kind of fitness stuff. Speaking of which, that reminds me, last time Charlie told me that he was gonna go live and put his workout on here. Let me go to his channel. Sleeping on Gremlin's couch training for nationals. When is nationals? It's about 3 weeks away now, huh? Maybe 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks. I can't think of the date. Cooking potatoes, rice, and ground beef. That sounds good. Charlie's Spanish journey. Where the fuck is his page at? Let's see if Charlie uploaded his workout video. Nope. 8 days ago, he did a video with a Venezuelan teacher. He did not. If Charlie gets on here tonight, I'm gonna be like, Charlie, you did not upload a workout video for me to look at and judge. That's cool though. All right, let me go back to my live chat. Let's see if just about 3 weeks. Dope. Good luck, my friend. Go out there and win it. How hot were the summers in San Antonio? That's a tough question, man. I moved out of San Antonio in like 2016, 2017. So I don't really remember the numbers. It's actually hard for me to think about the numbers because I've been up here for so long now that I'm like, nah, it couldn't have been 100 degrees. But it wasn't incredibly hot. Like San Antonio is not like Phoenix, Arizona or something. It's just regular Texas hot. Like, you know it's gonna be hot, but it's not so hot that you like can't be outside. You're just gonna sweat a little bit. And it's not like Florida and Georgia where like you step outside and your shirt gets wet instantly because it's so humid. It's just like a regular, nice Texas hot. So, I don't really know how to answer that question, to be honest. I tried, but I don't know. I tried my best, man. What else? What else? What else y'all got going on, man? Ask me something crazy. Tell me something crazy. Tell me something you learned. Tell me something I don't know. A lot of Mexican people that live there in San Antonio. Hell yeah, bro. San Antonio. But I mean, I never know what kind of questions you're asking or what you might really mean. San Antonio is not like Brownsville or El Paso where it's like all Mexican. Like San Antonio is just like, I don't know, any other city. There's probably more Mexican people in San Antonio than like Seattle, but it's still like if you go to the mall, you're not gonna just be like, oh, there's 100 Mexicans and one black dude. Like it's like 30 Mexicans, 20 black people, 30 white people. It's just like, I don't know, like regular diversity that a city would have. You don't really see like the crazy shifted demographics unless you go to like a small town. Like I said, like Brownsville. I can't think of any other like Mexican towns. But there's certain towns that you would be like, absolutely, if you go there, like you're probably gonna see like signs and stuff in Spanish because like that's just how the town is. How was North Carolina? It was awesome, man. It was really cool. It was nice to get away from these expensive prices out here in the Pacific Northwest, man. Like it was nice to take $8, $10 Ubers, go out to eat, pay for meals, and it's not like over $100 for no reason. So that was cool. I really enjoyed it. Would love to go back. No bueno. What'd you hear about it? What exactly are you referring to there? Because you could be referring to anything. Lots of crime and murders happen there. Uh, I don't know. I don't really know it by name, so it's not that bad. Let's check it out. Let's look at, what do you want me to search? Worst cities for crime in Texas or worst city for murders in Texas? Let's type crime. Give it a fair shot because I don't think it can have more murders than like Houston or something because it's a big city, right? So let's just go with 25 most dangerous cities in Texas. Well, bro, if you type a city in crime, pretty much any city is gonna pop up. So let me look through this 1 through 25 list, and I will tell you how accurate it is from what I know of my state. Coming in at number 25, San Antonio. uh, Violent crime 735 per 100,000. Yeah, San Antonio is in the poor parts of San Antonio, there's definitely some crime going on. There's lots of gang violence and stuff like that. I'll give them that. Snyder, yeah, whatever. Port Arthur, everyone knows Port Arthur's got crime. Raymondsville, don't even know where Raymondsville is, and the picture of it is a cornfield. So the fact that they have more violent crimes than San Antonio is insane. Like they're just killing people in cornfields. Like, what are y'all doing, bro? Let's go to the next page. I'm gonna just scroll until I see places I know. Hereford? No. Odessa. Everyone knows Odessa. Lufkin. Yeah, whatever. San Benito. Amarillo. More commonly known as Amarillo, Texas. I think that's something that's funny too. If you don't speak Spanish, the way everyone says the names of cities in Texas is hilarious. Probably similar to stuff up here though. Like everything in the Pacific Northwest has like a Native American name, and I don't know how to say any of it, bro. So like, people are probably like this fucking idiot. 13, Dallas, definitely would not want to live in Dallas. Paris, yeah. New Boston, I don't know where New Boston is, but I wouldn't want to live in anywhere that sounds like Boston. So there's that. Humble, yeah. Donna, Texas. Don't know where that is. Belle Meade, yeah. Lubbock. Lubbock is where Texas Tech is. Also another place that has nothing going on there. So I find it interesting when places with nothing going on have super high crime. Beaumont, yeah. What's wrong with Dallas? Uh, Nothing particular. I'm just not a fan of big cities, to be honest, because of crime. Like, there's just always more chance of crime when you're in a city. And if you want me to explain that, I will. Nash, Houston. I don't know where that place is. South Padre Island. That's interesting. I used to go to South Padre all the time when I was in college. But that makes sense though. And it actually goes with the explanation I'm about to give about why cities are more dangerous. Palmview. I don't know where Palmview is, but violent crimes high. So, without turning this into like a big lecture, I watched this TikTok. Every story I tell on here starts with I watched this TikTok. But I watched this really good TikTok where like it started off with this racist dude using the same stat they always use. Oh, black people are 13% of America, but they commit 50% of the crime or something like that. And then this other dude cuts the video off right there. And he's like, let's get into this stupid claim. And he spends like 4 minutes talking about, crimes of proximity, which everyone knows. So everyone's like, okay, yeah, but what about poor white people? They live together and they don't blah, blah, blah. But then he goes into looking at where people live and how that matters more than the fact that they're actually poor. So when you live in a city and you're close to wealth, so for instance, like poor people in third ward Houston or fifth ward Houston, is it third ward or fifth ward? I don't care. They're right next to the University of Houston. Poor people in New York City, they're right next to all these rich people. It's where drugs flow. It's where you can rob people that you don't know. It's where you can do crimes to people that you don't know. If you live in a small town, I don't know if any of you have been to a small town, but like my mom's from a very, very small town called Wills Point, Texas. Bro, I'm not joking. You ride through that town, you literally like in your car, you have to wave at everyone you drive by because you know every single person you're driving by. It would be rude to just drive through the city and not wave at people. So like who are you gonna rob? Like if you rob me, I'm gonna go to your house. If you rob me, I'm gonna tell your mom. So people that grow up in very, very small towns, like yeah, they commit crimes, they do stuff, but it's way less common. There's way less drug trafficking, murders, gangs, all kinds of stuff because it's a small town. There's nothing going on like that. So when you get into these cities, like for instance, last night in Kent, the next city over, this kid got shot in the movie theater. And that's just crazy to me. Like these kids are watching Transformer and a dude gets up and shoots the other one and runs out of the theater. Like, who was it? They'll find out soon enough. But the fact that in the moment you don't even know who it was. In a small town, you be like, I know exactly who it was because there's only three people that was in the movie theater and I know everyone that came in, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, I'm just not a fan of big cities, man. I grew up in a place that was decent size, but it was still I was still in the suburb of that city even, so I knew everyone. Like everyone, I see people, they know who I am. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't like who's just driving down the street right now. I know who it is. I know your car. So I don't like the city. I don't like looking at people and wondering what they're up to. Like why they're looking at me. Are they about to try to rob me? Is this about to happen? I like living my life peacefully, bro. I want to know that if you're coming onto my property and I don't know you, that you're here to do bad things. I don't want to wonder if you're a salesman or something like that. Like I want to know. Like I don't know this person. They can't live in this town because I know everybody in this town and they're walking up. So I need to be on my game. What about Galveston? Yeah, I mean it's not a place for me. I don't have problems with any of these places. I just say I don't want to live there. Like if you told me you live in Galveston or Dallas, I'm not gonna be like, stay away from me. That's bad. I don't want to live there. Like Houston. Houston's dope. I got a lot of homies from Houston. I'm not gonna live there. Not gonna do it. Bro, I could pull up like 50 crazy stories from Houston that probably just happened in like the last 2 months. They finally caught this Did that happen? I think that actually happened in Dallas. There was this Mexican kid and his dad. His dad drove him to this. Was it a gas station or a restaurant? Doesn't matter. He's 14, bro. The other kids he killed are 13 or 14 too. His dad drove him to the store so he could get out and hop back in the whip. Drove off, shipped this kid to like Mexico or something like that. And he was like, "Well, I didn't know what he was going there to do. Actually, he just asked me to take him to the store." And I'm just like, "Right, right." And they're like, "Where's your son at now?" He's like, "I don't know." Sure, bro. So just stuff like that is just insane to me, bro. Insane. Let me look up the story. Kid, I think it might have been Dallas. Kills three. Yep, father allegedly drove 14-year-old son to store to commit. Oh, it was in Garland. That's right. That's right. Let me see if I can get an update on this story. They voted to indict Richard Acosta Jr., 33 years old. That's crazy. He's not that much older than me. The ocean really calms me. Psychologists say seeing bodies of water is good for our mental health. Good for your mental health, bro. I do not like water. What's crazy is I can swim. Like I can swim really well. My parents forced me to learn how to swim when I was a little kid, and then I went to a college where we had to take a mandatory it's not gonna make sense, but it's like a combat swimming class. So I had to swim with like a weapon and boots and all this other stuff on me. But like, bro, I look at the ocean and I'm just like, I don't want to be anywhere near this body of water, bro. And ever since that kid got eaten by those sharks the other day, my TikTok's been nothing but shark content. I'm like, get this shit off of my TikTok, bro. Where in the USA would be your ideal city or town to live? I don't know, man. Like I said, where I'm from, it's gonna sound bad, but where I'm from, Killeen, it's not a great city, but it's small enough to where you can live your life with like no trouble. The suburbs of Killeen, if you go to Harker Heights, where I graduated high school from, not where I went to middle school at. Where I went to middle school, that's garbage. And they destroyed the middle school because it was so bad. Where I went to high school at, the suburbs, it's good. You know, occasionally there's crime, but you're not gonna be like living your life in fear. Like I was 16, 17, 18. My parents were like not scared of me being out at like 2 in the morning and stuff with my friends at like Walmart, McDonald's, stuff like that. We'll just be chilling. Whereas like Seattle, Houston or something like that, absolutely not. I would not. I would tell my kid like you do not need to be out riding around at 2 o'clock, bro. So somewhere like that. I haven't been to a lot of other suburbs and small towns to speak on them. I'm sure there's other places that are even better, but I haven't been there. I'll have to go visit. A lot of other places I've been, New York, Florida, South Carolina, North Carolina, I've gone to cities because that's where people go when they visit places. You don't go visit a farm in North Carolina. You go to Charlotte, New York City, Jacksonville. So I go to all these high crime places. I got robbed in New York City actually. Funny story. It's not actually that funny, but I see that story today about that pregnant woman. Yeah, I did. That was yesterday. Pregnant woman was viewing apartments, and then she was at the light in her car, and she got shot and killed. Her and the unborn baby died. There's actually a man in the car, which I mean I don't want to put this on him, but I'm gonna say he was probably the target, and he didn't die. So that's the kind of shit I'm talking about, man. Like, can that happen in a small town? Absolutely. The chances of it, not as high. Like, I don't want to be like at Starbucks, bro, and wondering if like I'm gonna get caught up in a gang shootout, which is like Seattle. You know what I mean? Even like this weekend, this kid that I train in boxing, he invited me to his what is it called? I'm getting old, bro. Like his graduation party. Like he's graduating high school like tomorrow, and he's just having his graduation party on Saturday, and it's like a couple blocks down that way. And I was like, yeah, I'd love for you to come through. And I'm like, of course. But I'm like, damn. Cause like parties, man, parties, alcohol, city areas, man. You don't know who's who. You don't know who's got problems with who, bro. Like, I know that sounds real paranoid. If anyone doesn't know me and they're watching this, you're probably like, this dude's the most paranoid dude in the world. It sounds like that. I'm not like living my life in fear, bro. Like I go out, I do stuff. But when you've been into enough incidents, bro, when you've seen enough things, you don't have a choice but to think about that stuff. Now, I've literally seen people get shot. I've had friends get shot. Been shot at. So I'm like, I'm trying to live a peaceful life, bro. I want to get on YouTube live. I want to dance. I want to lift weights and go to bed. Wouldn't you get bored in a small town? Me, no. I'm a man of routine, bro. Like I enjoy. I think I said this before. That was part of my. That's part of my dilemma with learning languages. That's why I started Portuguese and I kind of dropped it because I like developing relationships. I like talking to someone and we explore our friendship and we have deep conversations all the time and we find out new stuff and we talk about more stuff. I don't like meeting new people and saying like, no, you like this job? Yeah. Oh, where'd you go to school at? Oh, that's cool. You like I hate those conversations, bro. Like with a pal. Like I don't do that in English, bro. Like I don't just see random people and I'm like, I'm gonna say hi to this guy. I don't do that. So that was a tough challenge for me in Spanish. I'll be like, I'm just gonna have to get over it, bro. Like I need to be a little bit more extroverted because like you have to speak to get better at speaking. But then, like I said, I made lots of friends that only speak Spanish. So I can call them. I just got off the phone with my barber right before I started this live. So like that's someone like I talk to every day. Even though it's my barber, like that's just the kind of relationship that we developed. This dude sends me memes and stuff like that. So no, in a small town, I would not get bored. You can always still leave the town. You can still go take trips and stuff like that. I just want to, like I said, I want to live my life peacefully. I don't want to live my day to day life in a crime ridden city like Seattle. I would never probably feel comfortable in Seattle. Like think about like if you live in an apartment, every time you hear something outside your apartment, you're gonna wonder if someone's about to try to break in your apartment because that's the kind of place that it is. I don't think about that where I'm at right now. Like, I know we had some gunshots on the live that one time, but um, it's relatively safe here. I wouldn't live here if it wasn't. If I felt like it wasn't, I would leave. So I like resting my head, feeling comfortable at the end of the night. I like being able to get up in the middle of the night if I wanted to. Like if I wanted to go get some ice cream at 1 a.m. If wife says she wants some ice cream, I want to be like, cool, I'm gonna go get it. I don't want to be like, do you think it's a good idea for me to go out right now? Like, bro, if I'm living somewhere like that, I'm thinking of how to get out of there. I don't want to like I said, I don't want to be thinking about like danger all the time. I like being in a place of peace. So, but yeah, so like I said, what languages? That's been tough for me. But once you get going, it's a lot easier. But I haven't found. someone in real life that really is a Portuguese speaker. It's not as common as Spanish up here, so if it was like Florida or something, I think I would have a much easier time. So what happened and why? Well, there's not really a story. It was just I just got robbed. Like I was in a dark place with my friends. We went to Webster's Hall, and is that what it's called? Yeah, Webster's Hall. You never know how stuff's pronounced because black people put S's on stuff for no reason. So it could be Webster Hall, but everyone says Webster's Hall. Webster Hall, whatever. Was that Webster's Hall? And yeah, I was like trying to get a taxi or Uber. I can't remember which one it was at the time, but like, yeah, no, straight up, dude, just like, hey yo, give me blah blah. Okay, bro, chill out. Just gave it. You know what I mean? I didn't have a gun, so even if I did, I still probably would. I would have just given it up. Like that's why, like for the most part, I've never carried a weapon, cause like kind of like I was saying earlier about fighting. There's a price. There's a price for every action that you take. So to me, and this is my personal opinion, people can think what they want to think. If I'm in a situation, I want to cooperate as much as possible. If I'm in a situation, if someone's coming to kill me, hopefully, um, I don't even know where I was going with that, but let's just say if someone was coming to kill me, like right now, and they kicked the door down, bro, like I'm already dead. You know what I mean? Like I don't like having the gun isn't gonna help. Now I will say home protection is different. I'm not gonna tell you if I have a gun or not, but I'm gonna say home protection is different. But if I'm out, like the lady with the baby at the stoplight, like having a gun in that situation to me it doesn't help you. Like you don't know someone's coming to shoot you. You know what I mean? Or like if they're coming to rob you. Like when that dude did that, he didn't come up from far away. He didn't like he got out of a car actually. Now that I think about it, you know when you kind of think about something and the details start coming back. I did see the car the first time. I'm not gonna lie. I took note of the car because it was dark, and I saw the car like drive and make a U. But it's New York City. Um, I'm not in the gang. I don't have beef with nobody, so I'm not thinking like, oh, they're about to turn around and do a drive by or something. So I'm kind of like, they could be lost. They could be whatever. But I was looking. It wasn't like I turned my back and felt a gun to the back of my head or something. I looked at the car. He drove back up. He got straight out, you know. So I guess if I had a strap and I had my hand on it already and I see him get out, I could just start shooting as soon as he got out. But I wouldn't have known what he was getting out for. You know what I mean? So regardless, like I said, in that situation, it was just better that I didn't have one. Or if I did have one, it would have been better to still just give up the little bit of cash that I had because like if I would have started shooting, he would have started shooting. Somebody gets hit. It could be me. You know what I mean? I got away free. I wasn't like I'm not. I'm a pretty calm person. I'm a composed person, even when stuff's really bad. So I'm like, what the like that's literally how I reacted. I was like, what the fuck, bro? Like, why me? Like, why? Like, of all the people on all the corners, why me? In a city that I don't know that well. So, but that was the end of it. Like, I didn't even I didn't think about it too much. I think I called my best friend, like, bro, this dude just jacked me in New York City, bro. And he was like, why, bro? Like, you didn't do nothing? I'm like, the fuck was I gonna do, bro? He literally pointed that shit at my face. And he was like, yeah, nah, that's crazy. You couldn't do nothing. I'm like, yeah, what else? So, uh, yeah, I'm not like anti-guns or nothing like that. I was in the military, bro. So I just personally I don't care to carry one. I'm already like ready to fight sometimes. So like I just think having that would increase my chances of getting into a conflict. Cause like right now, my mindset, like I said, I'm like trying to escape any situation. Doc, the smallest dude in the world could be trying to fight me, and I'm gonna be like, bro, just let it go. Go home to your family. Let's leave it, and I'm gonna walk away. Like you would have to swing at me to actually get me to fight, and I will have to think that there is a chance that I could lose. Because if I 100% think I would win the fight, even if you swing at me and you miss, I'm still gonna try to like extend my arm and be like, bro, stop, stop. So, like I said, it's better that I don't have a weapon. I, a tiny bit crazy. So, you got your phone robbed in San Francisco. How'd that situation go? Was it a gun? Was it a knife? Did you give it up easily? Or were you like, no, I love this phone. Don't do this to me. I'm not giving up my phone, bro. I gave up the cash, but not my phone, bro. I probably got like weird pics in there. I can't take that chance. I'm like, bro, you're gonna have to shoot me. I'm like, I don't want you to look at my search history, bro. Like, no. That's crazy. I respect your honesty. Hey, man, I'm a pretty honest dude. There's some things that I just like won't say, so you just never know about it. But if I bring it up, I'm gonna tell like the real deal. If I answer your question, I'll answer it real. If I don't want to answer, I'll just be like, nah, I'm not trying to answer that. Yeah, that was when I was at West Point. It was like a. There's not really a civilian term for this, but like, cause like regular people get to take vacation. Oh, you could call it a vacation. It was like a 2 week break where we were just stuck at school, so we were just going to New York City, staying at hotels and stuff. Phil said I'm fighting off rip. Hey, he ain't lying. He didn't say he would win the fight. He just said he's fighting. Gotta respect that. He ain't lying. Oh man, I didn't put my clothes in the wash. I didn't even hear the whole thing. I just heard Plex. Yeah, I was just telling them like I'm not about to explain the whole thing, but I was telling them there's a cost of violence, right? So like if I know I could whoop you, bro, I'm not trying to fight. Like there's just there's no benefit. You know what I mean? Like I'm not really protecting myself because you can't beat me up. So all that could happen is I break my knuckles, I accidentally kill you, some weird shit that I'm not trying to get into. You know what I mean? So anytime I can walk away from a situation, I would walk away from a situation. If I'm fighting, it's because I feel like I literally have to fight to get out of the situation. Peace, peace, peace. What's up, bro? Long time no see. I was walking home and some guy asked to make a call. I'm sorry, bro. I didn't mean to laugh, but I hold on. I'll tell you a story after I finish reading this. Asked to make a call, so I said sure. Then he then started walking away with it, and when I went after him, he brandished his gun. I mean, that sucks because if you would have said no, he probably would have pulled the gun out anyways. But I don't know, bro. Like I don't know where you're from, but I've known enough criminals. I've been around enough criminals to know I would never let somebody use my phone. When I worked at the LA Fitness in Spanaway, there was this little dude. It was literally the exact same situation. That's why I laughed because he walked up. He was like, "Hey, my man, I'm late for work. My phone died." He's like, "Can I use your phone to call my mom real fast? She was supposed to pick me up and take me." And I was like, "Yeah, what's the number, bro?" And he's like, I'll type it in." And I'm like, "No, like, what's the number? I'll put it on speakerphone for you, bro." And he was like, uh, and then he started telling me a number, and I'm like, and I repeated it back, and he's like, "Yeah, that's it." And I called it, and it was like, doo doo doo, and it was like, "This number is blah blah blah," and he's like, "Oh, man," he's like, "Cause my phone's dead, I'm not used to remembering the numbers," and I was like, "Right, right," and he's like, "Yeah, thanks, don't worry about it," and he literally just like took off jogging, bro, but like he didn't have work clothes on, bro. He said he was going to work. And then I heard about some little teen criminals that was snatching up people's phones and smacking them up if they didn't give up the phone. I think he looked at me and he was like, "That's not gonna work." So yeah, there's no point. What's going on? Been studying and handling business. That sure goes hard. You feel me? I don't. I can't remember the last time I wore this shirt. I actually just found this in my drawer because I need to wash my clothes. And we got like a noise policy in this apartment. Like after 10 o'clock, you can't can't make loud noises, and my washer's been going crazy. I don't know what's up with it. It's like off a bolt or something like that, but that shit is shaking hard as hell. So at like 9:30, like an hour from now, I need to get off of here for sure. Yeah, hurry up and put my clothes in the washer. Damn, I remember them days with the noise. He just called me a broke bitch. It's like I remember those days before I was balling and just bought my own house. Yeah, they've been like extra about it lately. They've been sending like emails to the whole complex, like, "Hey, don't forget the noise policy. We will send the police officer to your unit if someone calls." And I'm like, that actually happened to us one time last year. I don't remember what we were doing, but like literally a cop knocked on our door. It was like, "Hey, your neighbor said you're making a lot of noise." And I was like, "Really, bro? Like you really showed up to my apartment and knocked on my door?" And we were like in the bed, bro. Like I was actually concerned that someone was knocking on my door that late. Kind of like what I was talking about. I'm like, who would be knocking on my door this late? So I was like, on go, bro. I'm like, hold on, stay right there. Open the door. I see a cop, bro, and I'm like, what are you doing here, bro? And I'm like, what? What do you want me to do? I'm like, I'm in the bed, bro. We're not making no noise. And he's just like, yeah, well, they said you were. And I'm like, well, we weren't. And I'm like, can you leave so I can call you? I'm about to call the police on them for calling the police on me. Yeah, that I'm guessing you're talking about the story I told before. Yeah, that is spent away. That is spent away. Someone wrote us a letter about my dogs, but I never let them stay out. So I wrote a letter on the message board saying, let's fight. Yeah. No, the headboard was not rocking, bro. Like we were legit in the bed. Like it was like 11:30 or like closer to midnight, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like I was alarmed that someone like it was like doom doom doom. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, was that our door? And like my wife's a heavy sleeper, so she was like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "What do you mean? What am I talking about?" I'm like, "You didn't hear that?" And then a knock happened again, and I was like, "Oh hell no!" Like I'm like, "This is weird, bro." Like that's what I'm saying. Like they woke me up, bro. And so I don't know if it was like the people next to us and like the people downstairs thought it was coming from directly above or something. I don't know, bro. It was a weird night, bro. Like I was pissed because I had to get up early and I'm like, yo, why is the police knocking on my door at midnight, bro? And then like he wouldn't. I don't even know how to explain it, bro. I was like, what do you want me to do, bro? I'm like, you could look in my eyes and tell I was just sleeping. And he was just like, yeah, well, uh, they said you're being loud, and I'm like, okay. I didn't know police actually came for noise complaints. I didn't either, bro. That's why I was like, that's what I was asking him. I'm like, what do you want me to do, bro? I'm like, note our account or something. Like, are you gonna like take me to jail for being loud? I'm like, I was confused. Like, where do we go from here, bro? Like, what do you want me to do? And he like, I don't know how to explain it, bro. He had an attitude, bro. Can they arrest you? I don't know. I assume the police can always do whatever they want. So that's why I was pissed. Cause I'm like, bro, you're gonna call the police, bro, that can potentially escalate a situation for no reason, bro. So police got the wrong house while I've been living here. Woke up everyone and said, my bad, wrong house. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Especially if they, I mean, luckily they weren't coming for nothing crazy, but imagine if they were coming for something crazy and they got the wrong house, bro. I'll be a badass cop. Nah, I'll probably be on paid leave for killing somebody, bro. I know you just heard me talk for like a whole hour about how paranoid I am, bro. I'm not. I wouldn't take chances with anybody, bro. Your hand moves too fast, you're getting blasted, which is why I'm not a cop. But you know what? I know that about myself. More cops need to know that about themselves. More cops need to know if you're gonna shoot people for no reason because you're paranoid, Maybe don't be a cop. I wouldn't be a cop. What you packing down there? Yeah. And I'm not chasing nobody either. I'll clothesline somebody, but like if a suspect start running away, I'll be like, let's get him later, bro. I'm not about to get sweaty for this dude. I will be a cop, but I don't want to write speeding tickets. You just want to shoot people or what? I don't know if all cops do the same thing. Like this, do all cops write speeding tickets? I feel like there's like highway police and then there's like city police and I don't know. I really don't know anything about cops. But people have tried to recruit me to be cops on many different occasions. Don't know why. I must have a cop face. Hit that Ronnie Coleman. Hit the juice. Songs Utopia, they get daily assignments like speeding, domestics, blah, blah, blah. I look like a cop? That's hella disrespectful. I got a beard, bro. I can't look like a cop. Cops can't have beards. And a domestic, bro, that's the one situation I definitely wouldn't want to show up to. That's where you get shot at for real. Boy, it look like he is snatch. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, you gotta be ready to fight. Yeah, exactly, bro. Hella domestic violence calls end up with people shooting at cops because they already be on go mode. They already be smacking their wife up with the pistol, so they're like, "Oh, it's in my hand already." Wasn't my dad a cop? No, don't disrespect my dad like that. My dad is in the military still. He's not a cop. Unless you think the military is the same thing as being a cop, which is not. But yeah, no, my dad is in the military. If you want, you can go watch his TikToks that he posts every single day. He posts like 50 TikToks a day. It's pretty crazy, actually. Sometimes, because I train soldiers, those soldiers will be like, "You look like this guy I follow on TikTok." And I'm like, that's probably my dad. Yeah, he's been there for like 32, bro. No, sorry. He joined right after I was born, so 31. He's not a sergeant major. He is a full bird colonel. He's way higher than a sergeant major. Let me find this TikTok for you. I pretty much don't look at it. What is his TikTok? Doctor. Thought it was Dr. K. Must not take. Oh, here we go. Dr. K, the GOAT. He blocked me. Well, if he did, it wouldn't be on the computer. He would have blocked me on his phone. But nah, he be sending me his TikToks every day, bro. He'd be like, look at this. Not bad. Shit not funny, dog. Let me see. Copy link. Copied. I'm gonna just post it here for y'all. I'm gonna just warn you, bro. He's mad corny. Oops. I don't know if that link works. Probably. He's got quite a few followers on there. He got like 50K. I'd say that's kind of TikTok famous. Especially for like a 50-something year old. I don't have 50K. Phil, how's your Portuguese going? You still learning or what? And has it helped you understand anything in the UFC interviews, the post fight interviews? Did you understand Amanda Nunes? Oh, she spoke in English. Jacobs going for the 1500 world record this week at Diamond League. Dope. Man, watching him run that 2 mile, that was crazy, bro. Crazy. Bro ran 2 miles faster than most people. Like, literally, most people can run 1 mile. That's insane to think about. Imagine you're running a mile on a track, and this dude's just shoot, shoot, shoot. Like, he passes you 4 times while you're running a mile, bro. Hating on your props is hilarious. Yeah. Hey, man. I'm just saying his TikToks are corny. That's that's just facts. I love them, but TikToks are corny. He said, "Oh yeah, that's your dad." Oh yeah, man, that's him. 358, 354 back to back. Yup. Who's the guy that broke the 400 world record a few years ago? I'm guessing you're talking about Wade Van Niekerk. I don't know. That's how you say his name. He's South American. I don't know how to say that shit. But you know what I'm talking about. What about him? I just got out of service. I know of him. Oh yeah. That's usually how the conversation goes. Like literally the lady that I like kind of work with right now, she's a captain. And when she got my number, my name popped up. She's like, I know a guy with that last name. And she's like, yeah, he was a colonel at this base. I used to work for him. I'm like, yeah, that's my dad. And she's like, what? That's your dad? I'm about to call him right now. She literally called him on the phone. I'm like, why would you do that while I'm right here? I'm like, hey, dad. Yes, my dad has 2 PhDs and 4 master's degrees. I'm pretty sure he has more than that, but I think he just lists the stuff that's most important to him, like the more recent ones. Because at some point in time, I remember like he has more master's degrees than that. He has more degrees than what's listed right there. But yes, he definitely has those. Those are the ones that he puts on his thingy. But yes, he's a very educated guy. Very, very educated. Spends all his time studying. That's why he's fluent in Arabic. He went to go live in Jordan, learned what he needed to learn. I remember every day as a kid, waking up for school, I would hear this dude literally talking to himself in Arabic, like at 6 in the morning. I'm like, dog, it's too early. It's too early, bro. Too early. But yeah, he's a scholar. All the education in his videos still be corny. That's how it works, bro. The smarter you get, the more corny you are. But you know what though? He's corny because I'm his son, and he's probably corny to people that don't know him, but like in a disarming way. Like he kind of does it on purpose because he has so much rank. Uh, because he has like so much education. Like he doesn't want anyone to feel like they can't approach him or that he's like too serious to talk to or too cool or whatever like that. So he tries to bring himself down to earth as much as possible. And that's why he's a super popular chaplain and people want to talk to him. He plays basketball, he works out every day, he benches 405 as a 50. How old is he? 1968. A 55-year-old man bench pressing 405 pounds. The soldiers love that shit, bro. People be sending me my own dad's video. They like, bro, look at this. I'm like, that's my dad, bro. I know that he benches 405 pounds. And they're like, did you see this? You see your dad did this for 20 reps? I'm like, nah, I didn't see it. But like, it's I literally grew up in the house with him, bro. I know he lifts weights. I know he works out every day. Did I have a big house growing up? No. Why do you ask? What makes you ask that? Do, 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 do. If you end up following my dad on TikTok, leave a comment and say, I followed you because Jalen mentioned you. That way he knows that I love him. And that I just think his videos are corny, but I still want people to watch his stuff. His salary must be huge after 30 years in the army. Yes, it is huge now. But you have to remember that I'm 30. I'm 31. So he wasn't getting paid like this when I was a kid. He got all this money now. Was not there when I was a kid. Uh, I mean, we didn't grow up poor, but we didn't grow up crazy rich, contrary to my wife's beliefs. So now for my little sister, he had money for when my little sister grew up because by then he was like without getting into his whole life story, but my dad was enlisted first. And then he got educated and then he switched over to be an officer. And so like all of the progress that he's made up to full bird colonel has been not in 30 years, it's been in less than that because he made it up to sergeant first and then he crossed over. So when I was a kid, he was enlisted. And when we were in Germany when he decided he was gonna change over to be an officer, because I still remember, yeah. So I would have been like 8 years old, 9 years old. So that was the switch. But you still don't start getting paid like that until you get more rank. So he was a lieutenant. Officers don't have MOSs. That's only enlisted soldiers. His MOS when he was enlisted a really, really long time ago. I don't know what his MOS was, but he was field artillery. So why does he call himself Unicorn Goat? You have to ask him, bro. Like I said, he says corny stuff like that so that people like you will ask him what it means and he can have a conversation with you and then you can say, wow, you're cool. But I can tell you that GOAT means greatest of all time. And a unicorn is mythical and rare. So I'm gonna have to assume that he's saying he's the one and only GOAT, or something like that. My dad was heavily influenced by Muhammad Ali. It's very possible that Muhammad Ali is my dad's dad. My grandma, rest in peace, had a picture of Muhammad Ali, and my dad's grandpa, my dad's dad, my grandpa, is short, and my dad's like 6'6". So my dad's like, I think Muhammad Ali is my dad. So my dad talks crazy, crazy, crazy confident. He says little phrases like Muhammad Ali and stuff, and I'm like, Dad, you're not Muhammad Ali. Anyways, is he still infantry or combat arms related? No, my dad is a chaplain. He is the Army's highest ranking Muslim chaplain. The fact that he's a full bird colonel is even crazy because it's hard for chaplains to get promoted because they never die, bro. They're chaplains. So like there's no way to move upwards unless they retire, but they stay in for 30, 40 years. So I do think he'll get stars for sure. If he doesn't, then did my grandma date Muhammad Ali? No. Did she have a picture with him? Yes. Did they make my dad? I don't know. I should do 23andMe. I've done Ancestry. I didn't do 23andMe. But I don't think that would help unless Muhammad Ali's family did one too. I did one. Muhammad Ali's family didn't pop up, so I'm gonna assume we're not related unless they just haven't taken one yet. Speaking of which, this is a real freaky documentary. I think it's called like Our Father, where like all of these people they were doing 23andMe's and it started saying like you have 23 brothers, you have 40 brothers, you have 80 brothers, and they found out that like the doctor that was doing the artificial inseminations, IVF, whatever you want to call it, he was jacking off in the other room and putting his own sperm in there, bro. And he created a little army, little sicko. And not only that, this dude had all kinds of like autoimmune problems and all kinds of like body problems. So all these kids got diseases and problems. Not even just that, it's a small town. So they're finding this out when they're 30 years old because this happened when IVF first came out. And yeah, they found out when they're older. So they're like, wait a second. This girl just popped up on this thing. I dated her in high school. We had sex, blah, blah. So this dude created a whole little town of whole little incest army, bro. I don't know his name. He was like one of the first people to do IVF. Yeah, artificial insemination. But the documentary is called Our Father, I think. Look it up. And he was like a Nazi, so that was worse. Bro, so long lost descendant of Muhammad Ali. I don't know about that, but that would be cool. I don't think it would help my life at all, unless I started like using it for clout, like put Muhammad Ali's grandson on my. Like I'll change my YouTube channel to like I don't know, Quick Temper Ali. Then I'll put parentheses Muhammad Ali's grandson. Put that on all my social media so people could be like, "You're not Muhammad Ali's grandson." Then I send them the Ancestry.com test. I'm like, "Yeah, shut up. Follow me." Temper Ali. Yeah, I don't really see that helping my life. Be cool. Be cool to know. But that's about it. Let's see. We got 6 people in here. Usual suspects. I appreciate y'all, man. See, like I was talking about earlier when I was saying, like, I like talking to the same people over and over again, having the same conversations, but maybe getting a little bit deeper in those conversations. I like this, man. I like seeing the same people pop up. I like seeing new people pop up too, but y'all ever drink straight hot sauce? It's good. Is today Wednesday or Thursday? I always try to take note of how much interaction happens on particular days. I should be back on here tomorrow. You know, like hot sauce. What the? Where's the meet and greet gonna be? What meet and greet? Am I missing something? Am I missing something? Do 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 do. I didn't have to stoop so. what the? What the fuck did I do to my screen, bro? Oh, you're talking about an imaginary meet and greet. So, what's your favorite Chile? I don't know that I have a favorite, man. I don't know, but this video probably still exists somewhere on like Twitter or something. One time I did DoorDash. It was like, was it? Yeah, it was Buffalo Wild Wings, and I had never heard of what is it called? The Carolina Reaper, right? And I ordered some Carolina Reaper wings. To me, Carolina Reaper sounded like some kind of like I don't know. Looking back at it, I'm like, yeah, obviously Reaper, like it's not good. I thought it was gonna be like some kind of barbecue sauce, maybe like a little bit spicy. But bro, I'm watching a movie, eating these wings, and like, bro, I just started getting hot, bro. I started sweating, bro, like dripping, bro. And I was like, what's going on, bro? I might be allergic. And like, I'm like, oh damn, like I'm on my phone and I like type in Carolina Reaper wings and like it's like the world's hottest pepper and I'm like, what the and I'm like, why don't they have a warning on this shit, bro? Like I feel like if you're gonna order something that spicy, there should be a special warning that says, hey, this is not this is not some regular pepper, bro. Like this is crazy. So, anyways, that was not a good experience. Once I realized what was going on, I was like, okay, I'm still gonna finish this because like I paid for it. But I was sweating that day, bro. I had to retake a shower, and yeah, I went crazy in the bathroom. Crazy. Maybe once I get more followers, yeah, that'll be cool. Meet and greet. I think you have to have a lot of followers to do a meet and greet, bro. Because like imagine like these YouTube lives, like it's like a toss up of like who's gonna show up. Imagine you host a meet and greet and like two people show up. You're gonna be like, damn, weak. Yeah, sriracha's good. Trader Joe got some Reaper wings or Reaper chips. Sorry. Ooh, I kind of want to try that. The word tapatio comes from German polka tap dancing. Tap dancing is big in Jalisco, so it's called tapatio. Didn't know that. It's an interesting fact. I love learning new stuff. They should be labeled for human consumption or something to that effect. Yeah. When I worked at Central Market, these dudes came and said they ate hot peppers for YouTube, and dude plucked a scorpion pepper like it was nothing. I mean, I feel like the problem with those Carolina Reaper ones, like I said, I don't know, like I can't think of all the other flavors they have, but like spicy. I gotta look at um, the flavors, but regular spicy is not actually spicy. You know what I'm saying? Even sriracha is not spicy. It might be spicy to people that don't eat spicy stuff. Uh, but like everything else is like not spicy. So I thought it was gonna be something like that where it just tastes good, bro. That shit was so spicy. I don't know if I could taste it. Like it was just crazy, bro. Have you tried Chile Ottawa? Yeah. My grandpa, rest in peace. Damn, all my grandparents dead. My grandpa used to, he used to make hot sauce in Texas, and I don't remember where he would get all this shit from, but he had a bunch of like Mexican dudes that he kicked it with that would give him all these peppers and shit. And he would have like, I mean, he would have bottles like this, but it wouldn't have like Valentino on it, obviously. Like he would put Kenneth, blah blah blah. And he'll be like, yeah, try this one. And it'll be crazy. His was a good example, actually. His was like the Carolina Reaper, right? Except you knew that's what you was about to get into. And if you wanted to, he would give you a glass of milk. But it would be different if you try his hot sauce and and you didn't know what you were getting into. As a matter of fact, I got some hot sauce in my cabinet right now that I got from a dude from Costa Rica. Can't remember how. Um, yeah, it was like a conversation like this on Twitter. He was like, "Bro, you like hot sauce? Like, buy my hot sauce." And I was like, "Send me the link." Bought it. Matter of fact, hold up real fast. Where are you? Okay, I don't know where it's at. Basically, my wife hit it. Hmm, interesting. Whatever. What's up, Jumbo? All right, I lied. I don't actually know where it's at. My wife put it somewhere, and it's tough to find. But I got like 4 bottles of this crazy. Well, it was like it's actually like one's crazy spicy, like the Carolina Reaper thing. The other 3 are like different types of spicy, like regular, like it's like Valentina shit. Like just tastes good, but it's not like. Yucateco's pretty legit. However, homemade salsa is always better, but it's good to have just in case you feel too lazy to make your own. Yeah, I would like to make some. I gotta get somebody to teach me how to do it. I never learned from my grandpa, so I have. Yeah, there'll be something. There'll be something cool to learn. I like learning new stuff. So, nah, I don't have no black label Valentina. It's fun, Phil. You be making hot sauce, bro. That's why I have a garden. Hey man, I don't know what you have a garden for. I thought you was hiding bodies up in there. You have a garden for salsa, bro? I kind of find that hard to believe. You never said that before. You should learn an instrument like the saxophone. Nah, have no interest in doing that. I was taking piano lessons for a while, but same kind of thing. Didn't really have the interest for it. I like singing and I like making music. So I think I would need something simple. Simple that I could uh, do while I was singing that didn't take much concentration. I don't know. Saxophone lit. Shout out to me in middle school. You was blown in middle school, huh? But yeah, I don't know. Instruments aren't really my thing. I like listening to other people blowing pipes. I like listening to other people play instruments, but it's not for me. Not right now, anyways. Like I said, maybe in a different time if I find some motivation to do it. Usually, like something has to like really get my interest. So like, what could get my interest is like wanting to make a genre of music, or like wanting to understand the genre better. You know what I mean? If I don't understand a genre of music, or if I just love the genre of music, then I always want to like explore it more. And I'm like, oh man, I want to be able to make this sound like that's crazy. Kind of like Dominican bachata. Like technically, you don't have to say Dominican. Well, bachata started in Puerto Rico, but it's pretty much known for being Dominican. The sounds of that music, crazy. Produce music. Nah, I don't want to be a part of the music industry. I just like music. I like singing. I like rapping. I like making sounds. But that's it. For my own pleasure, that's it. But I don't want to be a part of the industry. I don't want to become a producer. I don't want to do anything unless it was like straight up, I don't know, for free. Like if I move somewhere and someone lives next door to me and they're like, "Yo, you should join in on my music thing," I would do it, but I wouldn't like want to be a part of the industry. Music is tight. Everything else around it, not tight. So I don't make music no more. I know, man. I know. I do need to make that video. But if you've noticed, I haven't made any videos. So there's that. Maybe tomorrow. Maybe. It needs to be tomorrow or Friday. Here's the problem. When I finally do get free time, I like coming on here, bro. Like I like getting on live. So I'm faced with this dilemma. Like today, I got home, I took a nap, I woke up, and I'm like, well, first my barber called me, so that made me late. But if he didn't call me, or even when I got off the phone, my dilemma was, it's 7 o'clock. I could make a video right now, but if I make the video, it's gonna take me 20, 30, 40 minutes to set things up, talk about the video, or talk about the content, whatever, make the video. It's literally gonna be a 15, 20 minute video. Close that up, get on YouTube live. It would have been 8 o'clock already. It's 9 o'clock right now, but we're turning down. We're getting towards the end of things, right? It's 9:11, and I probably won't be on here for much longer than like what 20 or 30 minutes max. But so yeah, I'm like I try to think about the trade off. I'm like, yeah, that video would be cool, but like you're gonna watch it. Some other people that are like trying to learn Spanish are gonna watch it. If I get on live, I can talk to you, I can talk to Phil, I can talk to all of these people that might not actually care about that video. So I don't know. It's tough, man. That's why I like content creators, bro. I don't know how they do it. I don't know how they pump out two, three, four videos a day. Like I feel like they have to just like literally sit at their computer all day doing it. Like that really is their job. So it's not for me. Phil cares about it. I don't think Phil cares about a breakdown of Spanish lyrics. Have I heard of Jumbo Spice? He eats whole reapers all the time. Nah, I never heard of him, but I bet he has gastritis. And Baki One chips. Yeah, I eat those chips. So I eat those ghost chips Cause every Wednesday we have to do like a 1 to 2 hour like it's called coaches hour. So all the coaches get together and someone presents a topic just to like kind of like this. We're like furthering our education and like improving ourselves. And I'm like, bro, I'm gonna fall asleep in here. So I eat those chips so that like I get too hot and my eyes are all watering and shit and I can't fall asleep. So I eat those every Wednesday. My stomach does not care for that. What do I think of those people who chug gallons of soda for views? I don't really think anything of it, to be honest. I don't even know that existed until you said it. But anything that like I really try not to judge people that do stuff for views because like ultimately everyone that creates content is like trying to get more views. I'm not desperate for views. Like I'm not gonna ever do some crazy shit to get views. But like if I could do something tomorrow that would increase my viewership by 100 times and it wasn't like against my morals, I probably would do it. Probably, maybe. Would I chug gallons of soda? Probably not. I just think that's stupid. But if chugging those gallons of soda guaranteed me, if you were like, bro, 100% you're going to do this, you're going to get 10 million views, you're going to get 10K more followers, you're going to be able to teach more people stuff. I think I'll probably be like, all right, it's the dumbest shit ever, but I'm going to do it because of the trade off. And so I can't really judge those people, man. All I can say is it's stupid. Now, who I can judge are the people that do the, I don't even know what it's called, like the mukbang thing. Like they eat a shit ton of food on one sit, and that shit's disgusting, bro. And there's that one dude, his name's like Nico something. And he's like went from skinny to like crazy obese, and like, bro, that dude's gonna die. And it's just crazy, bro. It's crazy. I watched like a whole little psychology video on him, bro, because like he thinks he's like a villain, bro. He's like, you guys do exactly what I want you to do. He's like, you guys talk shit about me, but I know that you'll be here watching me. And he's like, and I'm getting paid to do this. And I'm like, bro, you're literally like dying, bro. Like he's in like a fucking motorized wheelchair and shit, bro, because he's so big now. And I'm like, I don't know if you're winning, bro. Like, I don't know, man. It's weird. People get weird for content, for views. Like I said, it's like a little endless loop. It's like you do something and it gets you views. You're like, I need to recreate that. It's kind of like a drug almost. You're like, I need to take it a little step further. And then like, if that's your lifestyle, once that's your lifestyle, uh, you know, it's like this is how you make money. So you have to do that to keep your viewership and your money. I used to watch some of those prank channels, but now I see them as cringe. Yeah, I think pranks that kids do now is kind of just stupid, bro. Like they like do shit that like is not funny after you say it's just a prank. Like it's like, bro, you still smack me though. Like you pistol whip me, bro. That's not a good prank. If you aren't shredded, you ain't living. Uh, all right. Um, I've been shredded before. I didn't really find it fun. Except I wasn't really trying to be shredded. It's just how hard I was working. I just really couldn't keep. I couldn't keep much on. Bro, your cover photo is crazy. There are vaginas and buttholes on your cover. Glad nobody was behind me. Thanks for that. Was not prepared to see that. I advise y'all to not click on his page because why is that your cover photo, bro? Why did you do that? That's insane. All right, you can do it if you want to. I already warned you. You gonna see two vaginas, two buttholes. Was not prepared for that. But I saw it anyway. I forgot. Definitely the most interesting cover photo I've seen in a while. So usually people don't have a cover photo, or it's like something, I don't know, like hella basic. But I was really just going to your page to see if you had videos. That's not what I was going for. I forgot to even check if you had videos because that threw me off so much that I just closed the page. Let me go back. Pretty sure there were no videos. There's no videos. So you get on YouTube and you watch. Let's see. You joined YouTube May 26, 2023. Oh, you just made this channel. You don't see his channel at all. Drop the link. Okay. Let's see. What if I tell me if you see his thing when I just pinned his message at the top. Can you see that? If you don't see that, then I'll just put the link in the thing. But oh, you can't click it. All right. Why you want to see butthole so bad, bro? Let me go to his page and get the link. Planet Moolah, you have a sickness, bro. We're gonna get you some help. Oh, I don't even know how to share this shit. Okay, got the link. Alright, copy. At least it's not bad ones. I mean, I guess. Yes, he is the one that has it on his channel. But you want to see it. You both have a sickness. You just have different sicknesses. Y'all might have the same sickness. Y'all probably be friends after this. That's hilarious. Well, there you go. That is hilarious. Now you know what I felt when I clicked on his profile. I was like, whoa, not what I came here to see. Not exactly what I came here to see. All right, we're changing the topic. We're not talking about this anymore. What were we even talking about before then, bro? Got distracted by buttholes. Who knows? Maybe we need a new topic. Phil, drop a topic, bro. Drop a topic. I'm actually kind of tired. If y'all stay this quiet, I'll probably get off at 9:30 or 9:45. Lifting weights for longevity. Ah man, that's too basic. Unless you have something to say about it, then maybe I'll expand on it. But I think everyone should lift weights for longevity. I think that should be the primary reason that you lift weights, actually. So, um, a healthy brain keeps your body healthy, for sure. A healthy body also keeps your brain healthy. If your body is wasting away, your brain is gonna follow suit shortly afterwards. So, definitely gotta keep both of those in check. But Yeah, I think people only think about lifting weights and they think about, being stacked, being shredded, whatever. But, just for general health, bone density, um, in terms of not necessarily following a progressive overload, but doing 70% effort every day for life, I would say, I would say that 70% is going to change, and you're probably going to do progressive overload on accident, anyways. Just because it's like it's kind of like the Milo and the bull story. You know how he had a baby calf and he would carry it up the mountain or whatever, and it got bigger every single day until it became full grown. And he was carried on his back. I feel like it's stuff like that. Like kind of like he just said, you don't have to lift weights, you lift sandbags. But if you struggle to lift one sandbag for whatever amount of trips the first day, like naturally you're probably gonna pick it up like 3, 4 weeks afterwards, just because of the compensation that happens. You're gonna be like, you know what? I found a better way to carry this sandbag. I'm gonna carry two sandbags this time. I'm gonna make this many more trips. You see it all the time with like construction workers and stuff. They're gonna be able to do a lot more work than I would be able to do if I went out and did construction today. So I keep a 30-pound dumbbell in like all rooms of my house, and I don't do anymore. I only do less. Could be lazy. uh, there's something to be said about maintenance. So homeostasis is cool too. Still maintaining something. It's like if you walked a mile every day the rest of your life. I mean, also as you get weaker and older, that mile becomes progressive overload in itself if you think about it. Because like if your level was here and the mile was this much work, but your level was dropping, there's a bigger gap in between where you're at and that work. So technically, like you're doing more just by aging. So, like I said, following your 70% effort every day for life. Well, I guess effort is different than something. So, I guess if you scaled that effort down and changed it from a mile when you got older to half a mile or something, I think the problem with that probably would be that you would keep scaling it down until you weren't doing anything. So, if it was me, I would try to do something that I could just keep doing forever. But the serious mascara I just bought tastes like ass. It's the strawberry flavor. Well, don't drink it then. It's more for the people that make everything more complicated while just being able to do work versus complicated structures. Yeah, I mean, for sure. People have been moving, working, and exercising like since the beginning of time. Like, if you don't have a workout plan, you'll be okay. I think it's better to have a plan. Obviously, like anything that can be better, it's good to be better. But if you don't, you'll be fine. There's lots of people that live in places where they farm and that's what they do for life, and they're fine. Like lifting weights is cool. You don't have to lift weights. You can run. Running also can increase bone density. I think I would always want to like be doing some kind of calisthenics or something. I would always be doing push-ups at least, handstand push-ups, crazy stuff like that. I don't think I would ever turn into run only dude and have like the flabby upper body. Nah, not for me. Like working out with a flail. Effort is most perceived. I would have to state like a flat number. Yeah. What calisthenics channel do I watch? I don't watch calisthenics channels. I don't. I literally have never seen a calisthenics channel in my life. I've seen a guy on Instagram one time. His name was like, nope, don't remember. Some black dude in like New York. that like would walk around with his shirt off, like doing mad random flips and shit on monkey bars. But I don't watch. That's not my type of content at all. I do it, but I don't have no desire to watch it. Oh, his name popped in my head and I forgot it right after it popped in my head. It's like right there. Don't know. Classic bar stars. But yeah, I would always be doing something. Running track with a 50-pound backpack or a 100-pound backpack if you have the right B12 for it. Increase agility and stamina. That's not an optimal way of going about doing it, but I mean, technically, anything will increase your agility and stamina if you're low level. Any anything that you do will bring on some kind of compensation if you suck. So, like, you're not wrong. I wouldn't do that, but I do stuff at a high level. So, um, also like if you want to jump or run faster for any apparent reason, yeah, like I said, there's way better ways to go about running faster and jumping faster. But that's like my profession. I'm a strength and conditioning coach, so I don't know like what you do in life, but I don't expect you to have exactly the knowledge that I have. And like I said, doing something's better than nothing. But that's like the kind of shit that my dad had me doing when I was a kid, because he didn't know any better. He just like, you need to go hard, son, and I did it. And it was good at the time. But like I said, knowing what I know now, I would do things like way differently, and I probably would have been this much of a better athlete. But like I said in the beginning, anything is something. If you go into a gym and you've never lifted before, you pretty much can do anything and you will get stronger. You will grow. It's what you run into later and you wonder why you aren't getting to the level that other people are getting to. Um, that would be the problem. Not the beginning, it's after that. So running track with a 100-pound backpack sounds like it would fuck your back up. Not necessarily, but like I said, not exactly efficient or optimal. There's way better things you could do than that. If anything, I wouldn't even say it probably mess your back up. Well, it's just not good for any of your joints. If you like think about the reason that people tell you not to be overweight or obese or whatever, like it's extra stress on your joints, right? But in that case, you wouldn't even it wouldn't even be 100 pounds of body weight that you put on over time that you might have a chance to adapt to. If you take 100 extra pounds right now, think about every time you hit the ground, you're multiplying that force by that much, bro. Like yeah, you were potentially fucking your shit up, bro, for life. Um, Speaking of which, training like that, not exactly like that, but doing way too much is how I developed a stress fracture when I was in high school. Like I said, that was me and my dad's method. Bah, bah, bah. Um, and yeah, stress fracture. I broke my leg at the Junior Olympics on the final stretch. I was running and that shit snapped all the way through. So I'm a lot smarter than I was then. What can I say? Being a Green Beret isn't for everybody. Special ops, special forces, or Navy SEALs. Yeah, I train those dudes. So that's my job. That's who I train. So I make sure that they don't do stupid shit. What role does genetics play? Because I hear you guys talking about improving things like speed and vertical. I always thought those things were governed by genetics. Everything is governed by genetics, but that doesn't mean that you can't improve it. So I'm gonna make this like super, super basic. So let's just say this is my potential cap. This is your potential cap. This is our genetics, right? Ah, fuck, I need to use my hands. let's just say this eyebrow is my potential cap, and this eye is your potential cap. So I'm a little bit higher than you, right? But we both start down here, right? I work my ass off. I train way harder than you, but I train stupid. I get here. You train smart with a plan, and you know what you're doing. You got a good coach. You might actually get to your potential. Now, because my cap is up here, if we both do the right thing, I'm gonna be Usain Bolt. You're gonna be some random Division 1 track runner. Yeah, life's not fair. Like some people are just better. Some people do have the genetics to be the greatest person in the world, and you don't have that. But that doesn't mean that you can't improve. Like anyone in the world can get faster. Anyone in the world can jump higher. And I would even go as far to say anyone in the world can get to a high level at those things if they have the right coach. Like I said, everyone can't be a world champion. Everyone can't be an Olympic champion. Everyone can't make it to the Olympics. But everyone can be fast. Like this, you're built to run, bro. You're built to run. You're built to jump. You're built to do these things. So if you were that slow, if you were that weak, if you were that whatever genetically, your ancestors wouldn't have got this far, bro. Millions of years ago, a fucking mountain lion would have ate their asses. So you had enough speed to make it this many generations down the line. You got something that you're working with. But yeah, some people are better. Some people will get further, for sure. Your genetics are just a starting point and things can be catered. Yeah. Me and Phil have talked about this before. Me and Phil are from Central Texas where there were a lot of good athletes. And here's something else too. You're never gonna know what your genetic potential is. You're never gonna know what this other guy's genetic potential is. You don't even know somebody's story. So like I wish I still had this article. When I was in South Carolina, I had this article. It was when LeBron had first became famous and he got drafted and stuff like that. I scored 53 points in a game. They called me Little LeBron. All these people would say like I was like naturally good at basketball, right? But my dad made me play basketball from bro when I was literally 2 years old. So at that point, when I'm in South Carolina, that is 10 years of me playing basketball, bro. I've been dribbling a ball since I was 2 years old. And so, yeah, if you're 10 years old and you just started playing basketball, your parents are going to say, that kid's just naturally better than you. No, bro, I have 10 years of experience doing it. You just suck because you just started. So you don't know if I'm genetically superior to you. You just know that I'm way better than you right now, which is true. And you probably will never catch me because I have 10 years over you. But like I said, different conversation. Did I teach myself in the gym or I had a trainer? I've been an athlete my literally my entire life. Like I said, my dad forced me into sports in a good way. And so I always had coaches. Some of them weren't good, but I always had coaches. I have a coach right now. I have a coach for Olympic weightlifting that makes my workouts, even though I'm a professional strength and conditioning coach. You know, it's just it's always better to have someone more experienced. My coach is literally in the Hall of Fame for weightlifting, so it's all about reaching your potential. I think that's the way intelligence works. I can study all I want, but I'll never be like Isaac Newton. I can work out all I want, but I'll never be Ronaldo. Here's what I will argue. I will argue that you'll never be Ronaldo for the same reasons. You're an adult. Ronaldo was probably playing soccer before he could talk. I'm not even trying to be funny. He's probably barefoot in fucking wherever he's from, uh, playing soccer. And like, I've seen him train his kid. He has been training his kid since before his kid could talk. We're gonna be him, but also someone's probably not putting the care into making you like someone like that. Like you're not in a place, probably, I'm guessing, you're not in a place where elite soccer players are. If you were born in Brazil, maybe. If you were born in certain parts of the UK where you got put into soccer programs with elite soccer coaches that know the mechanics of stuff, then it would be a different story. You don't have those elite coaches. You're starting late. Yeah, you're never gonna be Ronaldo, bro. You got no chance to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Like literally zero chance. But like I said, if your story was different, so that's why you can't really compare genetics. You don't even have the same story. You would have to have the exact same story. If you grew up with him, if y'all were twins, y'all played the same amount of soccer, had the same coach, slept the same, ate the same, all this other stuff, and this dude's just smoking you, then you could maybe say like, yeah, I think he's just genetically better than me. Maybe. Even still, there's also the mental component. How bad do you want to do it? Stuff like that. So, and as far as intelligence, who's to say you can't be Isaac Newton? You think Isaac Newton is some crazy smart guy because he discovered something, and it's something that we still use today. Who's to say that you can't discover something today? Who's to say that, bro, all the facts that you've told me, who's to say that if you compiled all of that stuff and you kept studying and you found out some trick, something to make language learning easier, who's to say that in 100 years they wouldn't call you one of the greatest minds of linguistics in our time? Like, you don't know that. Like, if you say I'll never be Isaac Newton, of course, would you be Isaac Newton? You don't think you can be. You know what I mean? He wasn't really trying to be Isaac Newton. He was just exploring the world, bro, and he figured something out because a fucking apple dropped on his head. You know what I mean? So I think you shouldn't compare yourself in the first place. But if you do, I think, like I said, you should know that you'll never be another person, but that doesn't mean you can't achieve a similar amount of greatness. You know what I mean? So some of us taking alternative medication not approved by the Apple hit. I'm like, damn, gravity do be working. Huh? I mean, that's another thing too. As time goes on, there's less stuff to discover. For example, the high jump. People used to high jump like this. They used to go over forward, right? And we have the guy that decided to go over backwards, and everyone called him an idiot, and then he won. Now everyone jumps like that. You're probably not gonna discover another way to high jump. That dude cracked the code. So like, that shit's done for history, bro. The 4 minute mile barrier is done for history. Uh, the more time that goes on, there's less stuff to be the first person to do something or to figure something out. So yeah, it's gonna be hard to like cement yourself in history with the likes of Isaac Newton, Albert Einstein, all these people that literally discovered not even new stuff. They just figured a way to express something that maybe people already knew. Like people knew that apples fell down, but it's like, hey, let me tell you why they fall down. But that, like I said, that's just life. At some point in time, there was gods for everything: the wind god, the water god, the tree god, the blah blah blah. And some dudes like, oh yeah, bro, the wind is like just this. The waves are just this. It's not Poseidon. He's not pissed. We're good. Like that's just how the ocean works. And so, um, like I said, less big things to discover. There's probably lots of little stuff that you can still discover, but it probably won't have the same impact. But then again, there's new stuff. He just brought up Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is a good example. The motherfucker made all kinds of iPhones and still probably be talking about him forever. People think that dude's a genius. Is he? Don't know. People think he is. Fonsberry flop. Yeah, exactly. Lots of baseball players in Venezuela that never get seen. Bro, lots of baseball players everywhere that never get seen, bro. Lots of athletes that never get seen. I grew up with so many athletes that I think are better than the professional athletes that I watched, but they got killed, went to jail, just literally were stupid as fuck, couldn't get to college because they were so dumb. So like, yeah, there's a lot of things that can happen in life. Oh, I just saw there's a lot of talent in Brazil that never makes it. Yeah, yeah, for sure. The greater our knowledge increases, the more our ignorance unfolds. Yeah. Um, Dunning Kruger effect. If you don't know what that is, actually, you know what? That's gonna be my next video. Why I hate when I see people say they reached the intermediate plateau in language. I'm like, bro, you're not at an intermediate plateau. Like, you just realized how fucking dumb you are. Like, that's all it is. And that happens in literally anything that you do. That's why imposter syndrome exists. That's just how it works. So, Dunning Kruger effect. I'm gonna do it on the opposite side of the screen because no wait, how would y'all see it? You would see it. Okay, yeah, no, it needs to be on this side. So this axis is time and experience, and this axis is confidence, right? When you first start something, your confidence goes up. So in language, oh, I didn't know how to say anything. Now I'm greeting people. Now I'm understanding sometimes what people are saying. Like, yo, I'm the GOAT, bro. Like, I really know this stuff. Like, hella people, like I talked about before, tell me they know Spanish. And I talk to them and they're like, they know greetings. And as time goes on, like once you reach what they call the peak of Mount Stupidity, you drop into the valley of despair because that is where you realize how much shit you don't know. And that's what the intermediate plateau is, this big ass drop that goes here. And you stay here for a really, really long time until your confidence goes back up. But it's like, it's unavoidable. It's like you didn't know how much stuff existed. Like me and Mula have talked about before, he doesn't know that much about the subjunctive. The more you learn about the subjunctive, the stupider you're gonna feel. So when you first learn about it and you kind of get the hang of it, you're gonna be like, oh, like yo, this just changed how I speak Spanish. Like this is crazy. And then you're gonna learn all the different forms, and you're gonna learn like I can't even explain it, but you're gonna learn so much about it that you're gonna be like, yo, what was I even saying before? And like, how am I gonna even express myself? Like now that you know that you aren't expressing yourself well, you're like, yo, what like, what am I even saying to people? Like what are they hearing? Like what are they understanding? And that is that intermediate plateau, that valley of despair where you're just like, can I even get good at this? Like there's so much more to learn. I'm stupid as fuck. That's where you get to. So I want to be as hard as rubber as I can be. Hard as rubber. That's an interesting simile that I don't think I've heard someone say before. Right now, I'm struggling with direct and indirect object pronouns. It's normal. It's very normal. And like I said, same thing with that. First, you learn about it, it feels like a daunting task. Then you get better at it. And then you realize that native speakers fuck that shit up all the time. And then it makes it even worse because you're just like, how do I know if they meant this or that? You know what I mean? Um, and the cool thing about Spanish is because of how it's set up, technically, you can be trying to express something differently than the person that listens to it understands. So like, I'm not about to get into that, but yes, the point is you're gonna learn about it, and then you're gonna realize that native speakers fuck it up probably even more than you do, and that makes it even more confusing. I remember my wife just entered the chat. I used to ask my wife about that shit. I'm like, is it le or is it lo? And she's just like, bro, I don't know. Who cares? So, uh, that's just how it works, man. But you'll get it. You'll get it. It gets less confusing as you do it. If you, like I said, if you just try not to think so much and just approach it just like you did with your native language, just repeat after people, bro. Like, and you'll realize that most people say this thing. Most people say this. Like, I remember what used to fuck me up was like, um, actually, like exactly what you're talking about in the beginning. Like I realized that everything was like, okay, le dije, le di, blah blah blah. And so I would say, oh, le vi, and then my dude would be like, no, 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 lo vi, you saw him. And I'd be like, why? And he'll be like, cause you saw him. It's lo vi. Like And I don't know why it was so hard to understand at the time. That's probably where you're at right now. But looking back at it, I'm like, well, yeah, like, duh. But yeah, it's like you're doing something directly. Like you're directly looking at this person, or like loving someone is like direct, right? It's when there's an exchange, kind of. That's when it's indirect. So when you're talking to someone, you're exchanging words. If you're giving something, you're exchanging. That's when it's indirect. But like I said, I wouldn't even think of it like that. Just listen. Like you will hear like I said, you're always gonna hear lady hey. So it's like you don't have to think about why it is. It's 100% that. You know what I mean? So that means rights. That means straight. Confusing as fuck. That's not confusing. It's the same thing in English, bro. There's the direction right, but there's also human rights. Like it's not that different. And also, in this example that you gave, you put derecho, but it doesn't have to be derecho. Like, you know what I mean? All the words in Spanish that end in O or A can change. So, you know, like I said, don't think about it too much. You think you're ready to start conversing, man. ASAP. It's the best thing you can do. Like I said, you'll learn everything you need to know from talking to people. Like, you'll hear the stuff that they say. You'll learn all your faults. You'll learn what you can't reply to. You'll learn everything. When your mind turns on, this world gets cooler and cooler. Yeah, I agree. 100%. 100%. The fact that my wife replied or she said something in the chat means she's on the way home. Especially because she's not typing nothing. So I'm guessing she's listening to this in the car. She is probably like 15 minutes away. If I start looking for places to live in Medellin, I'm not going to Medellin, bro. I said Colombia, but I did not say Medellin. Never said that. I would not go there. There's way too many foreigners there. Way too many. Um, I love foreigners. I meant like United Statesians. That's what I meant by foreigners. And Rolando, so yeah, but that's what I was telling him. Like yes, derechos are rights, but if you're talking about something and you're describing it as right, like your foot, right, you're gonna say pie derecho. So that's tough. It's something that you just have to learn. Like you just have to learn. Like this word means rights. If I'm describing something that's off to the right and it's masculine, it's still the same word. You know, so it's yeah. You understand stuff from repetition. You just got to get repetition on the input. Um, and one thing that you can do that could help you, uh, let's be real, learning English is way easier than Spanish. No, that's not true. That's not true at all. You could probably talk to like anyone in the world. Like, all right, I'm gonna tell you like real quick why English is not easier than most other languages. Most other languages have consistency. So I'm sure you've learned from Spanish, hopefully, that it's pretty consistent. The vowels all make the same sounds. If you know how to say the vowels, then you know how to read any word. Arkansas, Kansas. That it doesn't work in English. You're always gonna have to just know how to say it. If like no, it's not easier. Uh, what I will say is that I think English is an easier language to communicate in because of the structure of it. You can say a lot of stuff wrong and people still know what you're talking about. Like like if you think about people that have horrible English that are just learning or whatever, you really could like say anything, bro. You could say I food, I food. And like people are like, oh okay, like you're hungry, you want some food. You know what I mean? Whereas like in a lot of other languages that might not work. So English does because English is so inconsistent, we know a lot of different ways to say things. So if someone says something really wrong, we can still make sense of it. Whereas like I said, in other languages, it's really consistent. So if you say something completely off, they might just be like, "What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like that doesn't make any sense at all." Like I was saying about the subjunctive, right? Um, if you don't know the subjunctive, you're saying stuff so wrong that it could really throw somebody off. Like if you describe something that's happening right now, but you're really talking about the future, it's gonna throw people off real bad. Arkansas, Kansas is spelled that way because it's Native American words spelled the French way, just like Illinois, Detroit. Yeah, but that's still my point. Like everything in English, not even just the names of cities, just like all of our words, because it's a bastard language, because it's a mixture of a bunch of different languages. There's no consistency. You could never say like what you hear is those rules that we have. It's I before e except for like every fucking time. It's this except for this. It's this except for this. But it's not like that. Like I said in Spanish, like the O always makes the O sound. The A always makes the A sound. There's irregular verbs, but all the irregular verbs still follow the same conjugation patterns for the most part. You know what I mean? There might be like legitimately a few exceptions, but it's not like, oh yeah, with this type of word it's like this. With this type of word it's like this. Like, um, I think my wife's here. My dog's moving around a lot. Huh, I don't hear any footsteps. He hears something. He hears something. But yeah, I mean, like I said, even like we got lots of borrowed words like kernel. Like you would never ever know how to pronounce kernel if you looked at it. At least in Spanish, you can just say it like it is. I remember I got so pissed off as a kid when I learned how to spell kernel because I'm like, bro, no, like there's no way it's spelled like that, bro. Even Wednesday. Like, why the fuck is Wednesday spelled like that, bro? That's not how you say Wednesday. Come on, bro. Don't piss me off. Khan Academy explains why English is so inconsistent. Oh, I know why it's inconsistent. My point is that it's inconsistent. That's what I'm trying to tell him. It's not easy to learn because it's inconsistent, which is why if you have an ear for languages, you can always hear when somebody's not from here. It doesn't matter how long they've lived here. If you're not a native English speaker from America, I can tell instantly. You'll never get the vowel pronunciation right. You'll never get all the little rules about like saying like it's 15 minutes from here. Just little stuff like that. Like little things. It's just like, oh yeah, we just say it like that. There's no good rule about why we say it like that. You know. So kind of a sucky language to be honest. I kind of want to look up some English grammar rules now, or weird English things. Yeah, the fact that you can say a ship shipping ships, ships shipping ships, and that makes sense in English. It's the dumbest shit I ever heard, but it makes perfect sense. Let's see what else we got on here. Also, the fact that a lot of our language is based on context and tones for the reason that I said earlier, because of like how our subjunctive dissolved, and like we have a subjunctive but it's not really used like that. A lot of stuff has to be context and a lot of stuff has to be tone, whereas in other languages, like the fact that you said it like this lets people know what you're talking about. So in this sentence, I never said she stole my money. You can say this in every different way by stressing the syllable that you want to. I never said that she stole my money. I never said that she stole my money. I never said 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 she stole my money. Right? That's fucking dumb. That's dumb that I bet you understood every single one of those meanings. The weirdest English rule is the one that differentiates O's versus O's, like tomatoes versus tacos or mangoes. Yeah, we got lots of weird rules, to be honest. What I like to do is I like to go on Reddit and I like to look at. This actually happened to me on accident because I was on Reddit looking for people that were confused about something about Spanish, and I ended up in an English learning Reddit subreddit, and it was like all these people like from Latin America or wherever that were just like, "Does anyone understand this in English?" And the thing that was pissing me off the most was like it was these other people that were not Americans. There were people that learned English that would explain it, and I'd be like, "Bro, that's wrong." Like, but it's like they didn't know it was wrong because they're learning the language, and like they were like whatever, like C2 level or whatever. And I'm like, bro, how are you making this mistake? But like I said, the language is tough, bro. It's tough. What irritates me is when people say English is the most sophisticated language. Polyglot said that English is the least grammatically complex Germanic language. I think that stuff's all subjective, man. There was a really, I just lost his name. There's a really, really well-known scholar from Latin America that spoke Spanish as his native language, and he learned French, and he learned English, and he literally said the exact opposite of what you said. If I find, I don't have you on any social media or anything, or else I would send it to you because I remember who sent it to me. It's my friend that speaks like 5 languages. Axel knows him, Jay. He speaks like Korean, Portuguese, Mandarin, Japanese, English. But he sent it to me, and he was like, "People need to put some respect on English." And I was like, is this true? Like this dude, like I said, is from Latin America, spoke Spanish, French, and English, and he was like, no other language is as complex as English. Like no other language can get so detailed um, about describing stuff. And I will say this: I only speak 2 languages, but that's what kind of that's what's kind of tough for me in Spanish. Sometimes I'm like, bro, y'all don't have a word to just say this. Like you got to say like these extra words, like because English is really descriptive. It's a more cold language. Um, I guess because of capitalism, but like we describe stuff like really well. Like we got categories for everything. Like you can say fast, faster, fastest. When you say fastest, you are talking about the very, very, very fastest person, right? Slow, slower, slowest. Lots of languages don't have the slowest thing, like because it's not necessary. It's like Bro, all you need to know is that he's slower than this dude or slower than this one. Or you can say he's the slowest person in the world, but fastest implies that they're the fastest in whatever group we're talking about. A lot of languages don't have that specification like that. So, like I said, it's subjective, man. Like honestly, I think it's whatever language you're most educated in. Like you're gonna be like, yeah, this one is the most sophisticated because I know more words and how to say more shit in this. But I just don't argue with people about that. I'm like, yeah, if you think it's not a sophisticated language, that's cool. If you think it is, that's cool. Like, I said Germanic languages in comparison to German, Norwegian, Swedish, Icelandic. Um, yeah, I mean, I don't really know people that speak all of those that could make that comparison. So I don't know. But like I said, either way, I'm sure for every person that you find that said that, you'll find someone else that said they just don't know enough or whatever. Like I said, because it's subjective. It's not like English has more words than most other languages. Like that's something that's somewhat objective. I think. Well, I might be. There's one language that for sure has more words than English, but English has a lot of words, bro. Now I'm about to go into a subreddit and see what people are confused about. People are confused about the way American speakers communicate possessions. Like, this person says, why do they say David's house instead of the house of David? Why would you start off with David? Because that's how the language works, bitch. Get over it. Let's see what else. I like this comment. Everything about it makes sense because it's a language. It makes the sense it's supposed to make. This person said, very few English spellings make sense. Q, absolute waste of four letters. Queue. Choir. Oh, this is a good one. If you don't know how to pronounce this word, one time you said David's carro. I didn't say that. Don't disrespect me. There's a linguist on YouTube named Jackson Crawford who's an expert of Old Norse, the Viking language. He says that Icelandic is the most similar to Old Norse. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about those languages, so I couldn't. Oh, I think Axa meant to put I instead of you, but she's driving. But she's a native Spanish speaker, so she can make those mistakes. Or in English, I meant to say panda bowl. And see, she put you again. Bowl of the panda. Yeah, she be doing stuff like that sometimes. Earns. See, she meant to say I. I know my wife. What can I say? So come on, Jalen, get it together. Wrong. Tell her that. And then you'll be a bigot for making fun of a ESL student. Phlegm. Phlegm is a weird word. Fridge and refrigerator. Why is the D in fridge but not in refrigerator? Uh, it's a good one. Anything with a GH, ghost, though, rough. I don't understand it. Also, it makes a sh sometimes. Looking at what the hell is that word? I don't even know what that word is. Oh, fish. Technically, it could be pronounced fish. I get what they're saying now. February. Yeah, February is a stupid fucking word. Someone said, why isn't it 40 4 TY? Why isn't it 4 TY? Why is it FORTY? Someone said, why isn't it 1T? Why is it 11? This person says I've been saying this word wrong. Oh, see, but this is exactly what I'm talking about. So someone, when this person says, why is February spelled like that? This other person replied and just said, oh my God, have I been saying this word wrong for 10 years? Yes, you have. If you've been pronouncing it the way it's spelled, you're not you're not an American. Let me not say you're not American. You're not a native English speaker from America. Explaining knife to my mom was hilarious. Yeah, man, like I said, our pronunciations here, man, you literally just have to have a lifetime experience to get them all right. And even then, you're probably still going to mess some stuff up. So that's just the way it is. The biggest giveaway for me, I know when people are not from here or they learn English as a second language is like when they really pronounce vowels. Like I think my wife's probably heard me say this before, but like I was watching this podcast and this girl was like, "Haters are my biggest motivators," and I'm like, "Why she say I with a I? Like it's motivators, bro. It's not motivators. Like, come on, dog. What are you doing?" Stomach. I was about to say Axel's mom used to make the chest sound. Yeah, that's funny. The reason English has so many words is because it's borrowed so many long words from Latin. Yeah, it's borrowed a lot of words from a lot of places, but that's what I'm saying. It's a lot of words. It's a lot of words. You would never run out of you would never run out of words to use. You can always sound smarter than you want to. And that's actually one of my pet peeves too, like not knowing who you're talking to. Like I know a lot of words. Like I read a lot of books. I could have a more colorful vocabulary than I have, but I only say the things that I need to say. If I use the biggest words I can think of just because, and you don't understand what I'm saying, like, what is the point of me doing that? And you could say, like, oh, people need to get on my level, but it's like, that's literally not the point of communication. The point of communication is to, like, try to get you to understand as much as you can the concepts that I'm having up here, right? And so if I do something that impedes that process, then I'm not being a good communicator. So Trump mispronounced Yosemite. Yeah, Obama mispronounced. Oh, it was something. It was crazy, bro. I couldn't believe he did it. Oh, he said corpse instead of core. And I was like, bro, what? You're the commander in chief. How you say corpse? Yes, bro, Marine Corps. I was like, no. Why did you do that? But yeah, English is hard, man. Oh, this Reddit, this subreddit's not loading for me. Whatever. What you just said about vowels is called the schwa vowel. Yeah. Yeah, man. That I think you weren't in here for the last chat when I was telling Planet Moolah. I think I was telling Planet. I was telling somebody. Oh no, no, sorry. I was telling my wife this that um, Spanish vowel sounds and English vowel sounds are not the same. Like obviously, like if you speak both languages, you know that. But what a lot of people on YouTube will do is to try to get people to understand. They'll say, "Oh, well, it's just like the U, the English U in rule," but it's not though because in rule, it's rule. It's ooh. It's there's an extra. It's not just oh. You get what I'm saying? And so for that reason, like we said, you can tell when someone's not a native English speaker because they make the shit too short. It's like they'll say rule, or something like that, right? Uh, or like instead of like body, they might say body. Like they don't elongate it, right? And so I hate when I watch like some kind of YouTube video and like the person's telling people like, yeah, just think of the you and rule and you'll be saying the Spanish you. I'm like, you actually won't, and you'll sound crazy. So like just it sucks, but you just gotta repeat after people, bro. And it's better if you could find someone that will be harsh with you, like in a good way, and just have you just repeat it over and over again. And they're like, nope, that's not it. Yep, that's it. Nope, that's not it. Yep, that's it. Until you can start hearing it yourself, like, oh, I see what it's supposed to sound like now, right? Marcus Aurelius says best to just get to the point without verbosity. Yes, 100%. I agree. I always try to be as short as possible, man. Even with like my YouTube videos, sometimes I get pissed, bro, when I look and I'm like, fuck, bro, this video is 17 minutes, bro. I couldn't have said that in a shorter amount of time. Sometimes it's hard though. Sometimes you actually do have to say big words and say more than you want to like try to get your point across. But I would never do that for no reason. I would never just be throwing out big words. I like hearing people speak with a colorful vocabulary, honestly. But like I said, you gotta know your audience. First 3 minutes of a podcast feel trash. Yeah. Then you look back and it's 20 minutes. For sure. Awanichi? Why did you type that? What am I supposed to do with that information? Polyglots do say the Romance languages are the easiest to learn. They typically say Spanish is the easiest of them all. Here's what I'll say though, because I agree with that. I do tell people that Spanish is like easy to learn, but I would say it in the opposite way of um, actually, I don't know. I feel the same way about both languages, but I will say this: that like Spanish is like easy to start learning. It's complex to be intelligent in, right? Because like I said, lots of people like I've seen people on YouTube that have like full conversations and they're just like not using the subjunctive. I'm like, bro, you're not advanced. Like you're never gonna fully express yourself without using the subjunctive because you can't. And so I do think it's easy to pick up if you're an English speaker because it's the same letters, not exactly the same sounds, but it's the same letters. Lots of cognates. Anything that ends in OR, ENT, like you can automatically know for the most part, like, I know this word. Versus like maybe learning Russian where you would be literally starting from scratch. Like, bro, I don't know a single word. So yeah, definitely an easier transfer over to Romance languages. But like I said, the more Spanish you learn, the more advanced you get. You just realize like, man, like just like any other place in the world, like the most intelligent people are super intelligent. If you start getting into those spaces and listening to them talk, you realize how much you don't know. But it would be the same thing in your own native language too. If I listen to certain podcasts, I'm just like, the fuck are they talking about, bro? Like, I feel stupid right now. So, like I said, I am a strength and conditioning coach, and sometimes even in my own field, bro, I'm listening to someone talk, and I'm like, yo, this dude knows every part of the human body. Like he actually just lost me talking about this process that happens with your fucking blood sugar or something. I'm like, hold on, I need to I need to dial it back. I need to go revisit this topic to get back on track and make sure I know all these words that he's saying. So I think Spanish is easy enough. I always tell people like if you actually dedicate yourself and like talk to people, you can 100% be having conversations within a year, like easily, like in decent conversations too. There's a guy in Liberia who speaks 59 languages. Yeah, I mean, I bet he does, but like the thing with stuff like that is like what level? At what level is he speaking? I talked about this on here before, but there was a God damn, I always forget this guy's name. Lao Shu, rest in peace. Um, he spoke a bunch of languages, but like when I didn't know that much Spanish, I thought he was spitting, bro, because he would just get in a taxi and just be speaking to some Cuban. But then like when I would revisit those videos, I'm like, bro, he's not even answering their questions, bro. Like he's literally just saying whatever he wants to say. But I didn't know what they were saying, so I didn't know that. I was just like, yo, how does he understand this? And like there's this particular video I think about where like uh he was like in a bar and he was talking to these two dudes and like I can't remember exactly the word that they used, but like they were just asking him like did he like the song? And like he didn't understand. He didn't understand what they were saying. I don't know what he thought they said, but he kept saying a different reply and they kept asking him the question like, "Do you like it?" Hey, what did they say? That's been too long since I seen the video. I just remember I'm like, bro, they're asking you if you like the song that's playing because it was like a loud ass song playing in the background, and like he would be saying like where he was from and stuff like that, and like he's like, yeah, my name's this, I'm from here. Like, oh, well, I learned by this program. I'm like, they're not asking you how you learn Spanish, bro. Like, but yeah, a lot of YouTube polyglots say he just learned greetings to try to get laid or something. I don't know if you're talking about the guy in Liberia or you're talking about Lao Shu that died. Lao Shu had a wife. I don't think he was doing it for that, but I do think. I mean, he was kind of open about it, but I didn't understand it at the time. But he would literally say what he does is he learns greetings, he learns the most basic stuff to spark up that conversation because you're gonna learn more through the conversations that you have. And so I will say that too. I looked at his beginning videos in Spanish and his later videos. Yeah, Moses. Maybe he was doing it to get laid. Rest in peace. I don't know. I don't want to talk about nobody that's dead like that. Maybe he was, but like I said, definitely he wasn't as advanced as I thought in Spanish. I don't know the other languages, so I don't know where he was at with those, but he for sure knew basic stuff in all those languages. And from what I remember, his pronunciation was decent in Spanish. Like I said, when you get more advanced and you look back at stuff, you can hear a lot of wrong stuff. But like also that's normal. If you just started speaking a language, you're not going to be pronouncing it well. Like it takes time for your brain and your mouth to link up, and then you have to get used to knowing what's right and whatever. So I wouldn't judge him harshly on that. But like I said, I was under the impression that he was like flowing in all these languages. Like he really was having those deep conversations. And then I started realizing, I'm like, yeah, like how much time do you really have in your life to learn these languages and like get fluent in all of them? Like, nah, bro. Like, nah. And like I said, that's something you can figure out from putting your own work in. Like if you spend lots of time and like over years, you're like, damn, I'm still I'm good, but I'm not like a scholar in this language. It's like, how would he be that in 40 languages? You know what I mean? Are you familiar with? Nah, I have no idea. I don't even know how to pronounce that, bro. But I'll type it in right now and see if I've ever seen their face. I'm not big into watching people shit, honestly. Dutchman practicing multiple languages. How to start learning a language. How to study foreign languages at home. Turkish music. If I don't speak your language, you win $50. Nah, I never seen this dude in my life. I don't think. Don't think. It's not really my type of content. Oh yeah, that's the title of the video I just saw. I don't know. Mandarin. I would rather learn either. He tells people that he'll give people money if he doesn't know their language. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I just read. Um, yeah, maybe I'll check it out later. But like I said, I'm more into like if I watch language stuff, either I'm like watching like something like super sophisticated. Like I can't think of the guy's channel, but I follow like a linguist that he only speaks Spanish. From what I know, he might speak English, but he's a linguist, and so he breaks down the language for native speakers of Spanish. And so that shit is like, it's kind of intense sometimes. I'm like, all right, I'll come back to this video. But I either watch stuff like that or I watch the most basic stuff. Like I watch some dude who moved to Colombia and he's like on the street talking to people just because I just like hearing like people's interactions in the street and stuff like that. But like an actual like YouTuber gimmicky content, I don't really watch it that much. Like I'm trying to think of the most popular YouTuber that I probably actually watch that makes stuff like that. I can't even think of anybody. Anybody that I watch that does like street interviews and shit like that, it's in Spanish. I would never watch that shit in English just because like I said, the actual content itself doesn't interest me as much as like hearing what people say on a daily basis that I might be missing out on. But I already know how people talk in English. So whenever I think that's just kind of goofy to be honest. And it's kind of crazy that you can make a living off of just like walking up to people and asking the dumbest questions ever. But I'll be watching it, so somebody's entertained by it. I'm helping them motherfuckers make money. But yeah, I'll check that dude out. See if it's worth watching. The other guy pronounces Mexico as Mexico while speaking Spanish. The guy that you just sent, I think I talked about this on here before too, but that's always a weird one too. Like I know Planet Moolah was here the last time I talked about that, but like pronouncing towns, countries, the way that you know Spanish speakers pronounce those places versus saying them the way that you said in English. So like we talked about earlier, Medellin, right? Like I just can't bring myself to say Medellin, Medellin, like every country person in America does. But then if you say it the right way, people are like, why are you trying to flex? Like, why are you trying to say it in Spanish? And it's like, oh, nah, it's just like, that's like how it's pronounced. Like, that's probably, like, that's how I learned how to say it. So, like, it's kind of weird to not say it like that. Like, to be like, Colombia, or like, what's, nah, I need something worse than that. Because even those are not that bad. I need something that's just, like, off. What's a country that people be butchering? I don't know. It'll come to my mind. But we were already talking about that. That's what I'm saying. That was the reason I brought it up. Bro, did you miss his comment? Yeah, no, that's what we're talking about. So that's what I'm saying. I get kind of caught up. Like I know if I'm in a conversation and I say Mexico, someone's gonna be like, "Oh, he said Mexico. He wants everybody to know he speaks Spanish." But it's like not really. So Axel's home. So we're gonna wrap this up, y'all. So is Texas really Tejas? I actually know somebody that says that. I don't. I say Texas, but I was raised in Texas, so I'm gonna say it the way that I was raised saying it, which is kind of my point, right? So, anyways, y'all, it's basically 10:30. This is like almost 3 hours. She's weird. Have a good night.